Hello everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads. Okay, have we got an amazing deck for you today, and around the Reef deck using this brand new fusion card, literally just dropped today, Belize Barrier Reef. I've been waiting for this card. I've been waiting for Around the Reef to be absolutely awesome, and I think it is now. So the fusion card, quite expensive to craft this one. I think I used about 100 cards to get it. But definitely worth it. If you can get it, craft it as quickly as you can, because this deck is absolutely awesome. And I don't know if you've noticed over the last few weeks, they have been slowly trickling out a few Around the Reef cards. And this deck now, I think, is pretty good. So, Belize Barrier Reef, that fusion card, like I said, it's just come out, 8 for 57 on the play for every Around the Reef card in your deck. Your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, gain +2 power until played. And we have got loads of Around the Reef cards. Let's have a look at the first one then. Open Brain Coral. Beautiful picture. Look at that. So vibrant. 6 for 57. Epic Limited. Epic Limited. On the play, if played next to Grooved Brain Coral, which we've got in this deck, your Around the Reef and Fabulous Fish cards, wherever they are, gain +25 until played. A massive boost, that one. Really good. Don't forget with this one, you really do need to play it though next to Grooved Brain Coral. Like I said, it is a bit tricky, this deck, to play. There's a lot of cards you've got to play together, like Open Brain Coral. There's loads of cards you've got to play on the left, or a couple of cards to play on the left. Loads of cards that have got to be played in the right place, and even 3 whole cards that you have to juggle around. But if you can get it right, the rotation good, this deck is absolutely phenomenal. Next card then, no surprise, is the Grooved Brain Coral. 4 for 35, just a limited rare, this one. On the play, if played next to the brain, well, we don't have the brain, your Oceans and Sea cards in hand gain 18 for 2 turns. That does sound quite a nice buff, but actually you don't need it, to be honest. Keep going then. We have got, what we got next? We have got Sea Whip. So this is one of the hold cards. On the start, this card gains +10 until played. On the play, if played between 2 Around the Reef cards, your cards in hand gain +40 this turn. This one, and no surprise, we've got Comb Sea Star as well, and my 2 preferred cards to hold. But like I said, you can juggle the 3. There's the third one as well, which we'll show you in a minute. You can juggle them around a little bit, whichever way you feel. And if you play this one in the middle, you get that extra boost if you've got 2 Around the Reef cards at either side. 8 for 60, he will come super duper powerful. I've had him over 600 points, by the way, that card. Really good. Next one, what have we got next? Red Sea Urchin, really nice card as well. 2 for 16, not the most powerful, just a limited card, this one. On the draw, one of your other Around the Reef cards in hand. Gain +20 this turn and next, but he will buff up massively, and he's also cheap to play. Bubble Coral, look at that picture, amazing. 7 for 68. Okay, here we go. If it's on the play, I should say, if it's before round 4, your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, gain +25 until played. If it's on or after round 4, your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, cost -1 energy until played. Quite a nice little card, that one. And again, he will buff up. He is a limited legendary. He works really well though, that card. Okay, moving on. Let's have a look. What is next? I can't remember. Oh, the Flower Urchin. 2 for 66. Play this on the left or the right, because on the play, your cards adjacent to this lose -7 energy permanently. But again, he will buff up massively, this card. And he is 2 for 66, so he's a pretty big hitting card, that one, even on his base figures. Sea Sponge, 4 for 44. On the play, your Hamburger. Well, we don't have that, but your Starfish, which we do have, cards in hand gain +64 this turn. So obviously, you want to try and get Sea Sponge next to Starfish if you can. Like I said, it is a little bit tricky. Let's have a look at Starfish to juggle this deck around. But when you hit it, it is massive. 5 for 55, another beautiful picture. Starfish on the play, your Sea Sponge and Constellation cards in hand, again +29 power this turn. So like I said, you want to play Sea Sponge and Starfish together if you can. Fire Coral, this is another hold card, and this is the one I hold until I have to play it, really. 5 for 38, you don't want to ruin your rotation by trying to hold 3 start cards. 2 is enough with this deck. But on the start, if your deck has 3 or more around the reef cards, which we do, your opponent's cards, wherever they are, lose -2 until played, which is awesome actually, because that's the start of every turn until played. Wow. You're going to do some serious damage to your opponent with that card. And on the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose -15 this turn. And out of the 3 hold cards, that's probably the play bit there is probably why I picked to play this one rather than the other 2 when you have to play one of them. Moving on, there we go. This one you don't want to play until the end of the game. 5 for 50. On the start, your opponent loses -3 permanently. Again, this card will buff up massively, but it's a really good card and it works really well in this deck. But hold it as long as you can and you're going to do some points per turn damage to your opponent. Really good. Looking great, this deck. Hedgehog Seahorse. This one is not an Around the Reef card, but he's in there because on the draw, if your deck contains 10 or more Around the Reef cards, which it does, 10 of your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, gain +10 permanently. So that's 100 permanent buff across your Around the Reef cards every time you play him. A really good card. Awesome. Moving on, Harlequin Shrimp. So you've got a couple of choices on this one, but I prefer to play it in this deck on the left. Normally when I play Harlequin Shrimp, I play him in the middle, to be fair. So what does he do? On the play, if played in the left slot, your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, gain +24 until played. So I think we got 11 Around the Reef cards. So that is a 200 and almost 50 buff on your Around the Reef cards. Played in the middle, this card gains +40 permanently, which is another option. And also you've got a few crustacean cards in this deck. So if you play it in the right, your other crustacean cards in hand gain +40 this turn. So a little bit versatile, but my preferred option would be to play him on the left to get that massive Around the Reef boost. Moving on, another one that I can't pronounce. The Philidocerium podimii. Nice picture though. On the draw, your Ocean Sea cards in hand gain +20 this turn, which is pretty good considering we've got pretty much every card is at Oceans and Sea. So that's 100 buff. And on the return, your Around the Reef cards, wherever they are, gain 25 until played. What an amazing card. Absolutely. That is nearly 300 buff, 350 buff to your Around the Reef cards. Wow. Incredible. Moving on. What's next? Let's have a look. It's getting good. This one you can swap for anything else really, but this one works really, really well. It's the blue. If your deck contains 14 or more Oceans and Sea cards, which it does, this card gains +70 permanently. So if you think you're going to go 5 rounds with this deck, this is a good option because he's going to get super duper powerful. But you can stick in another Around the Reef card. You can put in Kraken. You can put in Flying Dutch. There's loads of different options if you don't have the bloop or you want to try something different. But I quite like the bloop, 8 for 30. He's expensive to play, but he does get super powerful as the game goes on. Not that you're going to need him, to be honest. But there we go, the bloop. Next card up is Crystal Red Shrimp. This is one you probably do want to include. 7 for 47, a limited legendary. On the play, your Life on Land and Oceans and Sea cards, wherever they are, gain +19 at this round. So try and get them out at the beginning of the round. Again, if you fancy it, you can swap him for any other Oceans and Sea buffing card. But I like Crystal Red Shrimp, and 19 for the round on all of your cards is still a massive boost. So pretty good card. Do like that one. Okay, moving on. We've got a couple more cards to look at, I think. Should be 2 more. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Skeleton Shrimp. On the return, this card loses -15 until played, and your other Ocean Sea cards, wherever they are, gain 15 until played. So again, you are buffing up all of your Oceans and Sea cards, even your support cards. Really good. Works absolutely amazing, that card. And the final card, no surprise, it is a Ultra Fusion. Tidal Wave, just too good not to put in a total blue deck. 7 for 50. On the return, your Oceans and Sea cards, wherever they are, gain +25 and cost +1 energy until played. What an amazing deck. I love it. I've been waiting for a really, really super strong Oceans and Sea deck. And this is it. This deck is amazing. Okay, let's go and play. No way can we play it in this week's league, unfortunately. But I think next week we will be able to play it. And I've got a sneaky feeling there could be a arena boost that could be quite beneficial to this deck. So start building it now for Monday. You will be happy. I promise you. There's the deck on the left. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 around the Reef cards. That's pretty good. Okay, here we go. We are playing Tholar. Hello, Tholar, with your science deck. This would be good. Mono science deck. Okay, so like I said, this deck is a little tricky. You do need to check what goes next to what. And sometimes you end up holding or having to hold too many cards. But if you can get the rotation right at the beginning, you're in 158. That's not good. Okay, well, they are playing. Is this a... what's that? A weather deck? I can't remember what it's called. 11 behind at the moment. Like I said, this deck, unfortunately, it's not coming out in a great order at the moment. But no worries. You can juggle it around. If you can't get it in rotation after 1 or 2, then it's a 1 or 2 rounds. It's probably not the deck for you. It is a little bit of a struggle. But look at that score already. 3, 7, 8. They're only playing 2 cards. Interesting. Looks like they're having problems with their rotation as well. We'll play another game after this, because this is the worst possible start we could have had with this deck. But never mind. Look at that. It is already getting good. Combsey Star. We're obviously holding Open Brain Coral for his partner, which is the Groove Brain, which is there now, which is good. That's a good hold card. But there we go. 3, 1, 3. The Coral Cortex combo. That's probably a new combo for most people, actually. Nice deck you got there, Tholar. Quite interesting. White Cliffs of Dover. So, Sea Whip and Combsey Star, we're going to hold for as long as we can until we get forced to play it. It is a great deck. I'm concentrating a little bit. So, unfortunately, we can't get our SpongeBob combo together because there is Sea Sponge and we don't want to play Combsey. So we're going to have to probably play that unless we only play 2 cards. Let's do that one instead. Let's try and get it, shall we? I don't know. I told you this rotation was difficult. I'm just going to go with 2. No, let's go with 3. Let's try and win the game. Oh, they only played 2. I could have got away with playing 2 cards there. And we could have maybe got our Sea Sponge and Starfish cards together, just so we can get that extra combo. But we're okay. We are 13 in front, going up to turn number 2. No sign of Starfish though. But those 2 whole cards are already buffing up. Harlequin Shrimp, don't forget, on the left. I'll put the bloop in the middle. See, that bloop's already getting a nice buff. 8, 4, 1, 2, 5 is that? Can't read that number. 3, 0, 5, 2-0. Oh, Tholar. Not having much luck with your deck either, right? Okay, we're definitely going to play it 1 more game because I want to try and get a better rotation, because when this rotation hits, it's absolutely heaven. So you got a few choices here. I mean, another reason you might want to take out Crystal Red Shrimp is ideally you want to get him at the start off the round, because his buff is for the round. And he's a bit wasted there, really. So he could be one to swap out. Good luck. So we're still holding Combsey Star and Sea Whip, which is pretty good. Okay, round 3. What should we do? So there's that Belize Barrier Reef card, which is awesome. There's that Fire Coral. So we've now got our 3rd hold card round. And what should we play? Should we play Bubble, Sea Whip, and Bubble? I'm thinking. This is where you just need to... Let's go that one. 6, 5, 3. That is a great score already with the Fire Coral. Yeah, I need to practice this deck a little bit. And I think maybe taking out Crystal Red Shrimp, even though it's a great card, could be a good move, maybe, just to make the rotation a little bit easier. But even with the worst rotation ever, which this game is, we're not having any problems, are we? Not really. And where is... Oh, now we can't play Open Brain. So let's just go for it, I guess. Look at that. 9, 4, 3, 4, 8. Starfish. Should we go for it? 8, 5, 2. That's a big score. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here at the moment. 972. I mean, at the end of the day, it's too powerful, this deck. It is really, really good. So I think we're going to win this 3-0. We're definitely going to go and play one more game and see if we can get better rotation. Now we can play Open Brain and Groove Brain. And that Flower Urchin, look at that, 3'2", 1/2. I said he was a good card. He will boost up massively. Really good. So let's go and play one more game, and then I might go and tweak this deck a little bit. I'm thinking to take out Red Crystal Shrimp. I'm going to try it one more time with Red Crystal Shrimp, because if we can get the rotation right, it is awesome. Maybe another Around the Reef card, because that will get all those massive boosts. Let's have a look. Okay, one more game. Let's go. Fancy a game? Not a league game, I'm afraid. Let's see if we can get a good opponent. Oh, that was quick. Who have we got? Another stranger. Nice name. Another total random stranger. Okay, let's see. We're trying to get our rotation a little bit better. Oh, there's Crystal Red in this time. That is better. Although, can we afford to play everything? Yeah, we can. Let's put him on the end. So this rotation already looking better. Oh, he's got a really nice, awesome aviation deck. Wow, nice deck. With Half-Life, that new card. Good move. That is really good, actually, in that deck. Okay, oh, and there we go. Starfish and Sea Sponge. Now we are in much better order than we were in the last game. We should be able to throw out some massive scores here. Let's get Bubble out. That is good. We can play Bloop as well. We've got a few options now. I'm happy. Much happier than the last game. This is going to be awesome. 4-8-8, 4-7-8. Round 1. I think we should be a nice little lead. Only 130 lead. That awesome aviation deck is amazing. So let's just make sure we keep our rotation and not panic. So we're going to get a low score here, actually, but it doesn't really matter on the first round. We are keeping our rotation really good. Deck code, by the way, TA5VTG. If you fancy giving this deck a go, I would. Oh, we're going to lose this round, I think. Wow, well played, another stranger. Okay, but we did get absolutely perfect rotation there. I think our cards are looking super duper. I think we're going to storm through now. I'm expecting some really big scores. This is the best rotation I've had, actually, with this deck so far. I said it is a little bit tricky, but when it hits like this, oh, and there is Tidal Wave. That is good. Have we got Open Brain and Grooved Brain? We do. That is great. 3-8-1. We can hold him for a little while. The only thing missing really is another one of our hold cards. Comb Sea Star would have been good a little bit earlier, but never mind. We can't complain. Almost perfect draw. 4-3-1. We're going to fly through this round. Another stranger is knocking out some good numbers. I'm quite excited now to see how strong this deck's going to go. Harlequin Shrimp on the left. There's Comb Sea Star. This is looking good. Look at those red numbers though. Well, energy wise, it is quite expensive. I think that's the option to go with. He's only 7 for 80, but let's get him back round again. 3-6-4. Not bad. Not bad. We still got a lead. Come on, SpongeBob. Do it like this deck. Oh, and there's that Belize Barrier Reef, the Flower Urchin, and the Hedgehog Seahorse. Looks like the 3 cards. 9 for 2, 1, 6. Flower Urchin 3 for 2, 6, 9, and 7 for 1, 1, 5. 6, 2, 2. That is great. That is really good. Another stranger shuffling his cards. Oh, we only played 1 card. Interesting. Okay, 1-1. Good. Looking good. Sea Whip is getting super strong, as is Comb Sea Star. And Comb Sea Star is also doing some permanent damage as we go along. I do like this deck a lot. Have I said that before? And Crystal Red Shrimp. So, yeah, if Crystal Red Shrimp comes out in the right rotation, then he's definitely worth keeping in this deck. But if he doesn't, then he's definitely not worth having in this deck. 6-4-8. We're going to get some massive scores again. He's getting good scores as well. He's doing it really good, Another Stranger. Great deck. It is. Thank you. I've been practicing. I think. Yeah, there we go. Look at those two hold cards now. They are super. Sea Whip, so strong. And the bloop should be quite good now. What's he up to? 94139. No, 253. Wow. Okay, that is good. What should we do? 723. Wow, the bloop is a good card. Like I said, the second time and third time. So if this game goes to 5 rounds, that bloop is going to be an amazing card. Really good. He's kind of a backup card in case your rotation goes all pear shaped. Can we do the 2 brains? Where's the other one? Yeah, we can, can't we? Open brain. Skeleton shrimp. He's quite weak, isn't he, skeleton shrimp? But open brain 7 for 2 at 1. That's 7. Maybe I should put them in the first 2 boxes, really, but let's do that. Might be a better plan. 4, 5, 6. That is a good score. We're 6, 8, 4 in front. He's never going to catch us up unless he's got something up his sleeve, which it doesn't look like. Another Stranger. 2, 1. Okay, now Sea Whip and Comb Sea Star. Absolutely incredible. We just need to be careful. We can afford to play them on the energy costs. What are they? 9 and 6 each. We're okay. We've got 23 in the bank, 21 a turn. So we should be okay. You will struggle in some leagues, though, with this deck. But you've got to pick the right league. And I think next week could be the one. Harlequin on the left. Tidal Wave. Let's go with Fire Coral and Tidal. 3, 5, 9. He's playing well, actually. He's keeping up a little bit. He skipped a turn, or didn't skip a turn, but played at 1 card to try and get all these big hitting cards together. But he's struggling to let another 25 boost. We're now on 17 energy for those 2 hold cards. We do need to be a little bit careful. I don't want to run out of energy. 10 and 7 to play them, but they are super strong. We can get that new Around the Reef card out. Look at that, 9 for 221. This is good. 7 for 100. Hedgehog 7 for 128. 471. We can go for a big finish here. Good game. Well played, sir. It is a good game. We are going to throw down well over 1,000 points, I think. Depends what comes round. Those 2 cards on their own are worth 1,000 points now, though, which is good. I love this deck. What have we got? What have we got? Oh, we could have played the SpongeBob combo. What goes in the middle? Well, not in the middle, but what's going to go with them? 3 for 257. That's not bad. 1, 2, 1, 5. Not bad at all. What a deck. I am loving it. TA5VTG. Well played, Another Stranger. Well, there we go. Finally, I've been excited about this deck for so long. I really like it. I might try and tweak it a little bit more to make it easier to play. But as a first Around the Reef deck, you're going to find it difficult to make a better one, I think. It is really, 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 really good. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.